Paul McCartney and Wings and Band on the Run, the answer to our songbuster for today. We'll do another one tomorrow.
Gayle Lofhouse. BBC
Radio Leeds.
Talking about music now, as it turns out, we've heard, I think, over this very peculiar time that we've found ourselves in, lots of different ways that people have been getting creative. They've been doing things differently. They've been exploring things that maybe they wouldn't have explored before. My next guest, I think, filled his time in lockdown by making an EP. He's called Dominic Sanderson. He's from Ponty, and he decided to make the most of his time. And I think what he's come up with is fairly experimental, to say the least. I'm sure he's very, very proud. Let's get him on the show. This is Dominic. Hello, Dominic.
Hey up, hiya. You all right?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. I think I've just described your music as a bit experimental, a little bit prog rock. Without wanting to pigeonhole your creativity in any way, Dominic, how would you describe the kind of music that you produce?
No, it's fair enough to pigeonhole me, because I also would say it's prog rock. It's one of my main influences of music. It's the genre I love. In fact, I live and breathe prog rock, to be honest.
Wow.
Which is, I'm influenced by all sorts of prog rock dating back from the 70s, even up until now with the modern day stuff. So, bands such as Pink Floyd, which everyone will know, and King Crimson and Marillion, and then a modern artist also called Stephen Wilson, massively influenced by that. And if you listen to my music, you can hear that all those influences in it.
Yeah, what is it that you like about it? Is it more that, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is it more that, rather than just sort of listen to a song, a pop song, and get something out of 3.5 minutes, you just sort of do you want to explore a little bit further, perhaps?
Yeah, it's going beyond the 3-minute song form and being a bit more, outrageous, I suppose, with a complexity of music and what you can do with harmony, with rhythm, with all sorts. I love all that, and I love trying to push myself with it. And it's a real buzz when you listen to it and listen and you think to yourself, how are these musicians doing this? It's crazy. It used to be known because of it for its pompous and pretentiousness, overblown nature. It used to be quite a dirty word, but I think nowadays there's a bigger community than ever for prog rock, and people love it, including me. I absolutely adore it. Oh,
well, good for you. Recently, I was talking to one of the early members of an early Genesis when they absolutely were prog rock, not the pop music that many of us think about from Genesis. And some of their songs were a good 10 minutes long. One wonders, if you're having to perform that in front of like a huge audience, how on earth do you even remember songs that are so long? It just seems it seems wild.
It's a strange one. People ask me, because I have performed longer songs on stage before, and people say, "Oh, how on earth do you remember all that?" And it's just, I don't know how to answer it, because when you rehearse it and you know it off by heart, it's easy, really. Remembering the structure is actually easier than remembering the complex stuff you have to actually play. But yeah, the Genesis song that comes to mind is Supper's Ready, which is 20 minutes plus. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I suppose it's a little bit like, when we all have an album that we love, you just know when it gets to the end of whatever song it is, you know which song's coming up next. So I suppose it's a little bit like that. And we've just played, not prog rock, but we've just played Band on the Run, which is a song that's in 3 very, very distinct parts. I mean, how experimental do you want to go? What instruments are you even using?
Well, I'm a guitar player myself, and I do a bit of singing as well. But I've played guitar since I was 7, and that's the only instrument really I've pursued. But on the EP I've just made, I play all the instruments. I gave everything else a go, apart from the drums, which I had to program in because drums are a bit trickier. But I did everything else. So the bass guitar, the singing, and all the keyboards and synthesizers and things like that. So yeah.
Wow. I mean, the EP is called Discarded Memories. There are a number of songs on there. Have they been inspired by lockdown, or was it just that you had the time to put the effort in?
Well, my second year was cut short. Like a lot of people, COVID has affected them, and for me, it was with my uni. So I had to come home late March, and I couldn't record music with my current prog band in Liverpool. But I still had a load of musical ideas just going around my head, and I was like, I can't just sit around and do nothing. So, despite being by myself and not being in a studio with all the proper equipment and the right environment, I decided I'll just buy the equipment I can buy as a student, and with not much money, and just do it in my conservatory, which is what I did.
Oh, well, that gives it a distinct sound, I imagine, as well. We're going to hear a little bit of one of the songs. But, of course, it would be nice if you made a few bob out of it. How do we actually purchase your music?
Well, it's available to stream and buy from a website called Bandcamp. And you just go on Bandcamp and type my name in, Dominic Sanderson, and it'll come up and you can buy it there.
Well, fantastic. It's been really interesting talking to you. Lots of luck with it. I suppose the difficult thing as a radio presenter, I suppose, is that most of the time, the vast majority of the time, the songs that we play are relatively short. How will your music get out there? How will you spread the word?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out at the moment.
Yeah.
I got played on this internet-based radio station called Reclaim Radio, because they do a special like prog rock show for an hour on a Friday.
They'll only get 2 songs in an hour though, won't they? If it's a prog rock show.
Well, we always joke about that and say that it should be a bit longer, but it's only an hour. And the guy who runs it is really supportive of my music, and he loves playing it. And he's played it a few times now and there. So there's that. And then also, I think I just need to be brave and contact places. There are some record companies that exist out there that are specifically for prog rock. So you can still have the creative freedom to write what you want, however long you want,
Well, lots of luck with it. I'm ashamed to say that I won't be playing the full song, but I will be playing a little bit of Empty Circles and Grains of Sand from your EP, Discarded Memories. Thank you so much for your time. Dominic Sanderson, lots and lots of luck with the future as well. You take care. Here we go. We're off. Oh, it feels like it's about to launch into another section, which I'm sure it is. It's a real journey. If you like your prog rock, you will definitely love Dominic Sanderson from Pontefract there.
Your station for Leeds United.
Sorry, just going at the other end again.